You might think it's very difficult to teach the skill of reading in your subject area. However, I don't think it is. So there's some simple things that you can do, whether it's school policy or not. You can insist that all students have a book. Therefore, they might read it at any time when you simply don't want to differentiate by giving them extension tasks. And you might decide to give them a break from their learning for 5 minutes and they should read a book. The more times that you find ways of getting them to use the book, the easier it is. All students should read out loud. It astonishes me how few students actually are required to read out loud. And typically we scaffold work for our classes by reading out loud to the students. But the secret message to them is that, well, the teacher will read out loud, so I can sit and think about whatever I want. I don't actually have to follow what the teacher is saying in any way. I won't be found out. And then when I have to do some sort of activity, I'll put my hand up and say, please, miss, can you help me? So I don't do that. I get students to read out loud. If it's a particularly long text, I might alternate with them and read sentences myself. Give the students whole sentences or whole paragraphs to read. The added advantage of that for you as a teacher is not only do you force your students to practice reading, you can work out what their problems are and intervene. So they might stumble over a word. You can nominate someone as the word expert in the class, and that student who's struggling can call upon that expert. Can you help me with this word, please? And the expert will read it out for them. The crucial thing there, of course, is that the student who's asked for help has to then read the word and read it out correctly. Don't let them skip that stage, because many of them will try to. A further advantage is they won't know what a word means, and so you simply blank it out and get the student to put a word in its place. So if they didn't know what read meant, you'd blank that out, they'd read the rest, all students, something out loud, and they'd use the context. Well, what do they do out loud? What might that word be? And 90% of the time, they'll get a word that would make sense in that gap, and that actually is a very close approximation to the word that's missing. It's really important to teach them the strategy of reading what's gone before and what's gone afterwards. Then this bit of advice I gave, and I'll keep coming back to it really. Brainscape is an absolutely brilliant online facility, great for teaching key subject terms. So whatever your subject, there's always specialist terms, and effectively what you've got here are flashcards. So the term itself appears on one side and then the definition on the other, and students simply self-test and rate their performance. It's a fabulous way to learn. If you're not sure about it, you can find Brainscape on this channel, have a look at how it works, or bypass that, just go straight to the website, Brainscape. And then finally, underline keywords in questions. You'll often find that students don't answer a question fully, even where they've got all the subject knowledge, and it's really crucial for you to explore and model with the students how to find the keywords, the ones that tell them what the topic is, and even more importantly, those command keywords that tell them what to do. So there you have it, 4 simple strategies to improve the reading of your students in your class, no matter what the school policy is.